everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Srishti and in today's video I'm going to show you how I turned this kurta into this cute summer dress. Let's take a quick look at the kurta. I actually quite like this kurta, but it doesn't fit me well anymore. It is loose around my waist and bottom, but the color is cute, appropriate for summers. So if you're interested, please watch it till the end. So I started laying the kurta flat. And poof, I seam ripped the sleeves and sides and also the pockets. Next, using a ruler, I'm marking a straight line across the armholes and cutting it out. Then I marked about 11 inches and drew a straight line across. And then cutting out the top part. Now for the top first, I'm going to pin the opened placket and stitch it down. For the back, I folded it in half and made a notch in the center and drew a straight line and cut it off. I also decided to make pockets for my dress. So I'm using these old side pockets and drawing a rectangle and cutting it out. Next, I'm using one of the sleeves to make straps. So I made a rectangle and cut it. I also seam ripped the hem of the sleeve to have more room to work with. And then I placed it on each other and stitched both sides. And finished the raw edges. And turned it inside out. And ironed it flat. So I'm going to use the bottom part to make the skirt of the dress. I am placing the back piece on the front facing right on right together and pinning the sides to secure it and stitching it with a regular stitch. I also used an overlock stitch to finish the raw edges. For the skirt, I am using the longest stitch around the waist so that I can make gathers. Then I am pulling the bottom thread and creating gathers. And adjusting it a little. To keep the gathers in place, I made a straight stitch on top of it. To make the skirt more comfortable around my waist, I decided to add a piece of elastic. So I stitched the sides first and flattened it and then stitched it again to secure it even more. Now that the elastic is ready, I pinned it to the sides of the skirt and stitched it using a zigzag stitch. I made sure that I am pulling it as I stitch so that the elastic is attached evenly. And this is how the skirt looks like. Next, I marked the center back of the skirt and made 2 lock stitches on both sides of the marked point. So I cut 3 straps and double folded one side and stitched it so that I can attach the straps simultaneously with the facing. So I'm making a notch in the center of the straps. Then I lined up the notch to the princess cut of the top and pinned it. And then placing the facing like so that the straps are nicely sandwiched in between. Once everything is pinned, I cut the extra piece of facing and stitched it. For the back, I did the same. I'm pinning the back pieces to the straps, matching the notch to the princess cut, and also pinning the facing along with it. And stitching it down. How can I forget to finish the raw edges of the front and back? Once done with that, I'm ironing the front and back facing. Then I tied it on and pinned the center back about an inch, and then the sides as well, and used a chalk to mark the side seam. And stitched it. And trimmed the excess fabric. And of course finished the raw edges. For the closure, I used an invisible zipper. It was a bit long, so I marked and made a lock stitch few inches above and trimmed it. Then I opened the facing stitch from the center back about an inch or so to install the zipper. But first I had to finish the raw edges of the center back of the top. If you're watching this video till now, you remember that I made a lock stitch from the center. Now I'm marking a straight line down and cutting it. And finish the raw edges as well. Next, I wanted the waist to hit a little above, so I'm just cropping it. Now I'm just lining the placket of the top to the placket of the skirt to match the princess line of both top and bottom. and stitching it. Now is the time to install the zipper, but first I'm going to stitch the center back. I'm going to make the longest stitch till where the zipper ends and then make a lock stitch and make regular stitches from that point. So here I'm just locking the stitch and making regular stitches, and I will tell you why I did that in a bit. So I ironed the seam flat and pinned the zipper. To install the zipper, I'm going to use the zipper foot so that it is easier, and then stitching it, making sure that I don't stitch the center back with it. Then I closed the facing seam and trimmed the zipper and folded it inwards. Next, I am ripping the seam which I made with the longest stitch. I also top stitched the zipper later. Last but not the least, I ironed the sides and bottom of the pockets and also stitched the top, and then I pinned the pockets to the skirt and attached it.
You may think that I know.
And that's it. This was a fun project. I really enjoyed making this cute summer dress. I know it's not summers in India right now, but for next summer,
Trust I won't get sick of us. You my salty crush. I'm doing something.
and that's about it for today's video. I hope you liked it. I will see you in my next one. Bye.
My walls and baby, let's settle up 'cause